good afternoon, morning, whenever you're watching it on YouTube. Welcome to Community Viewpoint. I'm your host, Dr. Christopher Salute. Super excited to be here with Dore Foskey, and also just want to give a quick shout to Mikey M Production and to KVPM for allowing me to host this show once a week. I'm really excited to talk to you, Dore. We have a lot to talk about. We're always chatting. I'm always bad at introductions. So I met Dore through the MLK Foundation, but she's representing her salon today, and we're going to talk about that. But Dore, I'll always, mess up the introductions. So tell everybody just who you are and why you're here.
Hi, my name is Dore Foskey, and I'm with Fresh Image Salon is what I own. And I also work with the Martin Luther King Foundation, although I'm not doing this with them. Mm-hmm. I am doing this for the foundation to continue to raise funds. The month of October, I usually have a fashion show, fundraiser and everything. Well, October has been getting, really full up. Yeah. So I'm trying to see, well, maybe I don't need to do October. If I can get a good, successful fundraiser event going on in June, then maybe I can switch it from October to June. Yeah. So we're going to see exactly how this works out. But I need the help and the assistance of the community. And
that's why you're here.
That's exactly why I'm here. So this year we're going to have a No Dads Left Behind. It's a June 10th car wash fundraiser, and we're raising the funds still for scholarships for the Martin Luther King Foundation.
Absolutely, absolutely. We love that. Thank you for that. Thank you for that introduction. So we'll talk a little bit about the event, but I want to talk about you for a second because I find that Pahrump is just a really interesting place and attracts some really interesting people. So I would love to hear how you got to Pahrump.
I met a man.
It's
about the best way that I can say it.
Okay.
Let's see, I came out here in the year, 2000. Yes, 2000. And, a friend of mine was having a housewarming party for her mom and her stepdad, and they invited me up. And so in the year 2000, that's when I came up to Pahrump to see the home and everything and spend time with her and the family. She was like a sister to me. And then on the weekend after service on Sunday, I went to lunch with her mother, and I ended up meeting my husband.
Wow. And just never left.
Yeah, well, that's how it goes when you get married. And he said, well, I don't want to live in California. And I was like, well, why not? And he was like, oh, no. And I says, well, there's no problem. I can always build wherever it is I go because I'm a hairstylist. And, I told him, I said, I don't believe it to take me too long to build up a clientele out here. And because I do all types of hair, and the people started loving me and loving my work, and I've been here ever since.
Love that. Now, the name of the salon is Fresh Image Salon, right?
That's correct.
And tell me a bit about the history. So did you start that as soon as you got here? How did that work?
No. I took some time to build up my clientele first, and I've worked with so many other hairstylists and nail techs out here that, pretty much everybody knows me.
Yeah.
So, once I got established and everything, and I had a setup up there at the Nevada Treasures RV Resort.
Oh.
And then I ended up leaving their location was so far out of the way. And I found another location that was very close. I worked there with world famous Cuts and Do's, and God rest her soul, she's no longer living. And pretty much she left it in my hands. So
cool.
I took it over.
Well,
and
not cool that she passed, but cool.
Right.
Silver lining at least.
Right. So it's all about timing and being at the right place for the right thing.
Love that. Now, Fresh Image Salon, I've seen it. It's just off of 160.
It is off of 160. The address is 1141 South Highway 160, but we're actually facing Postal Road. It's where the laundromat is in that little complex and everything. So that's where I'm at.
Yep, I'll have to come pay a visit. Now, so we're talking about, so Fresh Image Salon is great, and everyone should take, if you don't have a place to go, definitely head to Fresh Image. But let's talk about this event. Now, this event is really unique, right? It is a Juneteenth celebration.
Correct.
on Father's Day.
The day
before Father's Day.
That weekend of Father's Day.
And that's what, June 14th,
June
right?
14th,
And you're hosting a, tell us about the whole thing. Paint us a picture, please.
Okay, well, since I also work with the Martin Luther King Foundation, they are not putting the event on.
Right.
So I am sponsoring this because I'm all about, the charity work and raising the funds for the kids. So that's why I put this brainstorm idea, and I presented it to them, and they said, well, that would be great, and I said, so, they can kind of sort of rest a little bit and everything, and let me sponsor this, and still be able to give them the check or whatever at the end, and we would go from there. But it's all about the scholarships. We do on May the 28th, we're going to be presenting 6 recipients with, should I give you the amount?
I mean, if you know the amount's going to happen.
That I know of, 6 students applied, and they're going to be receiving $1,500.
Wow.
Wow. To help them with their education.
That's what?
That's
$9,000.
Yep.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yep. And
this is one of the many, I'm sure, fundraisers that contributes to that.
Yes, because we had our luncheon in the beginning of the year, and that helped us to be able to do.
Very, very, very cool. So let's talk for a second. So a lot of folks, if we can briefly go over, what the heck is Juneteenth? So many folks don't know what Juneteenth is, which is, I find ironic and interesting and wild. So do you have a 30-second?
I can give you a brief summary of, Juneteenth is very important because some of the people who were freed from slavery didn't even know that they were no longer slaves.
Yeah.
So, but the slave masters wouldn't let them know.
Right, they couldn't read.
They were continuously oppressed.
Right.
So when it got to be more national and people, was able to realize, oh, we're free.
Yeah,
they didn't understand and recognize what freedom was.
Yeah.
But this is a way for us to celebrate the freedoms of the people who have been, enslaved.
Love that. So the very brief story is after the Civil War was won by the North, Galveston, Texas was the last town, or probably a town back then, to learn that slavery had already ended mid-war. And so on June 19th, I believe it was one of the generals went and said, the war has been won, and kind of gathered everyone and said, spread the word, you are no longer a slave. And so while the Emancipation Proclamation is a wonderful event that happened, unfortunately you can make laws and you can make contributions to society, but it's the people in the towns and the cities who have to abide by them, and they unfortunately were not abiding by them. So Juneteenth is that celebration of when every slave was then free.
Correct.
Very cool, very cool. So how do we only have a couple, I feel like this is the fastest show we've done. How do we get involved?
Well, we need vendors, and we also would love to have the volunteers to do actually the work. We're only going to be working on the exterior of a person's truck and cars.
Yeah, not doing the inside.
Yes,
yeah, just doing
we want everybody's stuff to be safe and not tempted.
Right.
But
I would be stealing quarters from the cup holder. No.
Cup holder stuff. Yeah. So we are going to have hopefully, prayerfully, plenty of students to help us out in this event. We're also going to have food, free food, hamburgers, hot dogs, and something like that, and all the rest of the sides that's going to go along with it. Somebody mentioned potato salad, but I don't know. We'll see who's going to do that. We might have to get somebody from Martin Luther King to do that. So. Then we are also going to have a few vendors that set up. We don't know what the weather is going to be like because in June it's always been kind of iffy.
Yeah.
So weather holds out, we'll be able to have the vendors on the inside of the college, I do believe.
Yep.
And
yes, no problem.
They would definitely need to get in contact with me or Janice so that they will know, so we would know where we can have them set up.
Yeah.
We don't want anything at the very last minute, you know, because we may be able to host what, maybe 10 or how many?
Vendors? Well, I mean, you have it's on a Saturday and you're leasing the space from us, so you can fill it up, have 20 vendors if you want. We've had 20, 30 vendors.
All right, you heard it from Christopher, but you
So
know, please, no last minute, I want to come and everything. It gives everybody in the community an opportunity to sell their own items.
Yeah.
If you have a license, that'd be great. We're not charging for that. If you have want to sell some items that you make, have created, then it's always good for you to have a 1-day permit given by the town board. And I do believe I have some if the person wants that, and it's $5.
To fill the form out.
Yeah, to fill that out. And it's only $5 for the day.
Or you have to have a business license. So when Great Basin hosts events, we make sure that everyone has a business license.
Right.
So they'll make sure that you have that business license as well. So yeah, we will be, I know that you'll be having hot dogs at least, because Megan and I are going to donate hot dogs and hot dog buns, but we definitely do need folks to donate the rest, because Megan and I, we work for nonprofit and state agencies. We don't make a lot of money. So feel free to contact Dory to donate burgers and whatever have you. And now you're looking for folks to volunteer washing cars, is that correct?
That is correct.
Correct.
And all the volunteers that comes to me, Fresh Image Salon has made up some vouchers for you to tell you thank you.
Cool.
We really appreciate it. These vouchers is, you can't render them for cash, but it's not redeemed for cash, but it's a $25 to $30 hair or nail service from Fresh Image Salon.
Love it.
I have Erica Hill. I have Heaven, who's also going to be involved. She's a nail tech, and Ladine. So you'll be able to come and get your hair or nail service. Just need to make a appointment so that we don't be overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And eyebrows can be taken care of. You can get an eyebrow wax. You can get, men can get their haircuts, get their beards trimmed. It's just something
That's cool.
that is going to be
really
worth
cool.
your time. So don't think that you're not going to be getting paid for nothing. This is going to work out very well for you.
Paid volunteer. Who's ever heard of that before?
Yes.
And now, to get a car wash, there's a suggested donation, or it's just a donation of whatever you feel?
Basically, yes. We was for whatever you feel, but I mean, give from the heart. You know, these students really need some help and assistance, and we like to at least be able to take care of that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're coming up on the last couple of seconds of the show. That was one of the fastest shows I've ever had, Dory. We just talked and had fun. But I want to thank you, Dory, for coming on, representing the No Dads Left Behind Car Wash in conjunction with Juneteenth being hosted at Great Basin College, and you are representing Fresh Image Salon. So we just want to remind folks, get in touch with Dory, become a volunteer. It's going to be on June 14th, so come get your car washed, donate some money, or buy something from the vendors so they want to come back to you all next year, right?
Yes, the majority of the vendors are all also going to give us a little bit of whatever it is that they sell.
Awesome.
So that's what we're looking forward to. Also,
very cool.
Everybody's a community effort.
Love that, love that. We want to thank you so much, Dory. I want to thank you for watching. To the millions and millions of viewers here in Pahrump, thanks for watching Community Viewpoint on KPVM, and I'm your host, Dr. Christopher Salute.